What does success mean to you?
Successful is like being happy. It's a feeling that you have or not and that you choose to carry around. You are not me, I am not you. You have your own goals, aspirations, and we should always compare ourselves to the us before. That's the person I'm really in competition with.
We're good.
Okay.
Awesome. Welcome to episode 21 of In Full Effect podcast. We today have Micka Chu. Thank you so much for coming on. Super exciting. We're here at Lerban East in the middle of Taudien. Thank you so much for all the support so far. It's been great. It's been very exciting. Welcome.
Thank you, Milan. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm great.
You happy?
I'm very happy to be outside in this beautiful villa and with good weather, good company, so yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to have you on. Super excited for today. It's not your regular podcast or your regular interview today. Maybe a quick introduction of yourself, because honestly, you speak 5 languages fluently.
Why you investigated on me?
Yes, not stalking, but I've been researching where you're originally from, and tell a little bit about yourself, the story until you got here in a quick summary. Well,
my stage name is Micka Chu. I was born in Russia and I grew up in France. At the age of 24, I moved to China for an academic exchange. And this is where I fell in love with Asia. And because I was studying business, I decided to come to do an internship here in Vietnam, working for a cosmetic company. And I thought I'm going to stay just 6 months. But I don't know, something happened, something twisted. Maybe we'll come back to that later. And I just felt like I belong here. There is a word in Vietnamese language which means faith, duyên. I feel like I have duyên to be here in Vietnam to realize my full potential, probably, and to do things that I'm not able to do in France or in Russia.
Yeah, that's funny. A lot of people, friends of mine and people I meet here, every time they come to Vietnam, even if it's for a holiday, even if it's for, I don't know what it is, like the people that have been for so long, is that click happened.
Yes.
You know, it's like Vietnam. Same for me. I came here initially for 6 to 12 months to see what is up. This is the place to be. But it's good to know. Okay, so Russian, but French upbringing?
Yes, so I have 2 nationalities. Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Lucky.
Paris, right?
I work for L'Oréal in Paris, did some internships there, but mostly I've been in Reims, the capital of Champagne, and the southwest near Bordeaux. Nice. Still wine, you know, I'm into alcohol.
That's great. What are the things you do right now here in Vietnam?
So I am an MC, I am a content creator. I work sometimes as a model, as brand ambassador as well, KOL, influencer. I did some writing, some articles about self-development. I also appear in some shows of my friends and colleagues, you know, but mostly I do shows for TV, VTV. Yeah. VTV, I guess people rediscovered me thanks to Nhap Gia, to my Vietnamese audience. So it's a show on VTV3 where we're a group of foreigners discussing different topics in Vietnamese. And then I work a lot with VTV4 as well, where this time I have the pleasure of interviewing people, also some traveling shows, some cooking shows. So it's very, I would say, it's very stable in its instability.
Organized chaos.
It's like, yes. It's
like Vietnam, basically.
Yeah, it's a good, my work is a reflection of Vietnam. It's always never the same.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So for the people listening, you speak 5 languages. So Russian, French, Spanish, English, and Vietnamese, right? That's crazy. Where did you learn Spanish? Spanish
we learn at school, because in France, so everybody has to learn English.
Yeah.
And after you have to choose either German or Spanish. Yeah. So I chose Spanish because a long time ago, I thought I'm going to live in Spain. I wanted to speak 4 languages, and the 4th one was supposed to be Spanish and live in Barcelona. You know, it was my dream. But so now I do speak like 4.5, usually I say 4.5 languages, modest. But yeah, it happened to be Vietnam. So I hope maybe in future I will live maybe south of America.
Yeah,
Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Paraguay. El Cono Sur. It's because I studied a lot in school, but for now I can feel I belong here, so I have to stay here.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel like you actually belong here. Like this is your calling, you think?
Yeah, still now. Many times I tried to leave Vietnam. Like I went to Singapore. No, it's true. I went to Singapore to live there for a few months. No offense to Singapore and Singaporean people, but I felt it's a bit boring.
Yeah, it's almost too much within the lines of everything. Vietnam, like you color outside the lines.
Yeah.
Literally.
I feel free. I feel thoải mái means comfortable in Vietnam. Feel there's a lot of possibilities, even now when the country is developed so much in the last 6 years that I've been here, but there is still so much to do. And it just feels, there's this excitement, this energy in the air, which makes things possible. You can do basically anything you want, as long as you're passionate and as long as you're committed to it. So that's something I really value in Vietnam and in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah, 100%. And so you were talking about you do a lot of different things, and there's a little bit like chaos in the order, but what is like the constant in your life right now?
The constant in my life will be it's emceeing. Emceeing mostly filmed shows, but also events. Like I worked with Viet Cetera for a big award event a few months ago. I would say hosting and a bit of acting as well. Because in France I studied about acting on stage, drama.
Okay.
And it's something that I'm really passionate about. I plan to join, there is a French course here, French club of improvisation on stage. So I plan to join it in a few weeks at the end of the summer to go more in that direction. And also I'm exploring stand-up.
Okay.
Start to explore stand-up. I think it's another nice way to communicate about yourself.
Express
yourself. And be a little bit, to have irony about yourself. So,
just make fun of yourself.
Yeah, make fun of yourself.
I think that's comedy usually, huh?
Yeah, I think it's very healthy to take distance from yourself.
Not up yourself and more like down to earth.
Chill.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, 100%, I agree. The podcast is a start for me to get on camera or in front of people, and then we'll see where we go from there. I was thinking of maybe doing Toastmasters or something to get more comfortable.
Toastmasters?
You don't know Toastmasters? No. So Toastmasters is actually a global concept. It's basically you perform for 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the time limit, and you bring a topic in front of people. Oh. So it's just you on stage, and it could be about anything.
Wow. Yeah. Send me information. I like public speaking too.
Yeah.
I like anything like that.
So it's basically how it works. I think it's like you prepare something and then you just bring it. It could be any topic. I heard very dark topics, very vivid topics, or very upbringing topics. And then there's someone that keeps time, and then if you go over time, then you have to stop or something like that.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's literally, it's big in the Vietnamese community because especially young students and everybody, they want to become better and more comfortable with themselves. So they do that, and even in English, Vietnamese in English. What are your main goals? You say you're in personal development, so I understand you've been thinking about that a lot as well. But what are your main goals right now?
Main goals? I like this question because I'm usually the one asking it, you know? But to be true, my main goal is to realize myself, me réaliser, to do things that make me happy and hopefully also serve other people. I want to bring smiles on people's faces throughout the different shows that I do. And I want to make people laugh. I want to make them learn something about themselves, about life in general. So I would say, yeah, my goal is to continue to do what I do, but just get higher in the scale, to have more popular shows, especially more reach, and hopefully I'm more concentrated on the Vietnamese audience. I say. Because my philosophy is so we live in Vietnam, so it's not to Vietnamese people to adapt to us foreigners, but we have to adapt to Vietnamese culture, Vietnamese people, Vietnamese cuisine, values. So I'm more on that adapting journey still.
You want to give back to the country you moved into, right?
Yeah, because I did the same in France. So it's like for me, it's a healthy mindset and also show my respect to the place where I am and to get the best out of it by learning Vietnamese, by traveling, eating on the street on the plastic chairs.
That's the best.
You know, it's the best food, the best food. So yeah, I'm into this, and also because I'm lucky to have two big cultures behind my back, like Russian culture, French culture. So obviously, I'm also very happy to talk about these, and people here are very curious. They're eager to learn. They ask a lot of questions. So I'm here like to be a bridge between these different cultures.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And also export Vietnam abroad, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when did you realize that that's your calling, or that's what you wanted to do? Is that from the moment you arrived here, or how did that go?
Oh, no. When I first arrived, I hated Vietnam.
Yeah?
I hated it. I was scared. I was scared to cross the street.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why everything was so noisy. The streets, I was in District 7 next to the river. The streets seemed so dirty, and I didn't understand why so many people on motorbikes, beep, 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 everywhere. After China, which is also chaos, but it's a more organized, more clean also. It seemed more clean to me. But I was just terrified. I was like, what I'm doing here, I don't like this. My luggage got lost to make my life easier. So I was in total rejection. But then again, I started to work on myself, to drive a motorcycle myself, to overcome my fear of driving a motorcycle, to talk to local people, to eat on the plastic chairs, and just to like blend in this mess and find my place in there. So then it became easier to fall in love with Vietnam and appreciate Vietnam and the culture and the people to its fully value.
Yeah. Okay, so your main goals are wanting to give back to the Vietnamese community and share the love, basically, right? Cool. And so what do you do on a daily basis so you make sure you can do that?
Okay, these weeks have been a little bit different because my mom is in Vietnam now. So all my schedule have been rescheduled. But usually on a daily basis, since the lockdown, I start to practice the meditation and chanting. So this way, it's my usually the first thing I do in the morning. Also the last thing I do in the evening is to meditate, chant. And it connects me to myself and to the environment. And I practice gratitude a lot, especially, in the morning and the evening, to keep the mood high, because I'm very conscious about the vibrations, the energy. And when you do this kind of practice, it set the mood for you. And it's like you become, how do you call it, an aimant, magnet. Like you attract basically what you are.
Yeah.
So if I don't chant, if I don't do my gratification exercises, I just feel like my energy is very low. And so it's hard to do this job. It makes people happy and so on. So the first thing I do is really like to reset, a daily reset. Yeah. And sometimes I don't have time, I'll just do it on the bike. I'll just drive it like I did before meeting you. I didn't have time this morning. But the important thing is just to stay connected to the true me, to the higher me, and to be able to bring that outside. And then obviously I get inspired very easily for my TikTok. Yeah. Sometimes we're just walking in the streets with my mom because she's here, and we will do like a silly TikTok. Or then I write a sketch for later for practicing in stand-up. But basically it's to get inspired by every day. And I do a lot of visualization because I notice when I go to people and I say, hey, I'm Micka, I do this and this. Yes, maybe we'll do some projects, but most of the time people find me. Yeah. So my job is to make sure that I have the right amount of energy and the right thoughts to attract the right people to me. So mostly I work a lot on myself, and then it's studying Vietnamese, obviously, 2 to 4 times a week with my amazing teacher. And it's just like manifesting, attracting things that I want. And most of the time it works like that. Like 2 weeks ago, I received a call from Hanoi to do a game show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's just like a few days later, I was on the plane going there.
Nice.
Doing like for 24 hours, 28 hours shooting, then coming back. So mostly my life is really like, hey, let's do this podcast thing. So my daily life is full of surprises that I'm manifesting. Yeah. And it's great to live like that, to live on these little miracles, I call them, because at the end of the day, these small things, they become the big things. You know?
it's usually the consistent little steps you take that they manifest into bigger things. It's very interesting. So chanting, meditating, you haven't been meditating for long or just?
It's been almost a year now.
Okay.
But I put in the same bag, chanting, meditating. It's just like I have my friend Gwen, who is a spiritual teacher. She told me like all these meditation techniques, chanting, it's like toys, spiritual toys. And our job is to play with these toys. So I have periods of time where I'm more into chanting, then I will associate with meditation. But as long as I practice, as long as I invest this time in myself, I feel very good. Yeah, and I can overcome all daily challenges.
Yeah, it must be very, like, you definitely need that, I guess, because your day never looks the same.
Yeah, so I have to make it look a little bit the same.
Yeah, and it's just very difficult to have full energy for everything you do. And I can imagine that you need that high energy to be able to come on these things and everything. Very interesting. What do you think is your full potential in all of this? And has that been different throughout your life?
My full, but first, can you define what you mean by full potential?
Well, that's the thing. It's you that has to define it yourself.
Yeah, because when I first saw that question, that was the question that triggered me the most. Was like my full potential. So the highest me, basically. Me at my highest potential.
There you go.
Like that. I think I'm not there yet, but what I like about this, it's the journey rather than the destination. Because throughout my spiritual practices, throughout the people that I meet, the opportunities that I have, that's also that make me grow and make me go to that full potential. But I guess the full potential is a goal, but it's always, the purpose is to reach it. But at the same time, once you reach it, you set another goal. So again, like it's another journey. It's like climbing a mountain, and there is never an end. The most important is just keep going up. For me, that's what I think the full potential is. Like with each month, like maybe not month, trimester, I look back and I'm I'm better than I was 3 months ago. Like now I'm going to turn 31, actually.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And I feel just so much better about myself than when I was in my 20s. And I accept myself more and I love myself more, and therefore I'm more efficient outside, you know? So it's also a journey, like a balance between the outside and the inside work.
You're also wasting less energy on thinking bad about yourself.
Yes, right? Things,
and you put your effort and energy where it's necessary, right? Instead of wasting it on things that are not growing what you need to do.
Or concentrating on, I don't have this, I don't have that, whereas now I focus more, I already have this, I already have that, I'm on the way to get that thing, so.
Yeah. So what I wanted to ask is like, you said a year ago you started with chanting and meditating. Yes. Did you see a difference in the success or in the growth you experienced since you've been doing that?
Oh yeah, because 1 year ago I was going through a difficult breakup. And this time I wanted to do things differently. I wanted to heal from that breakup and everything that make me hurt somehow, make me angry about people, men, whatever, events. And I just took this time during lockdown to fully like clean myself and to make sure to fall in love with myself, you know, to make sure that the next relationship I will have or the next projects I will have once lockdown is done, I'm going to be very proud of myself and very committed to myself. So this work of meditation and chanting definitely put me on track, because then I also invested some time, energy, money to follow some spiritual courses and to explore more the different disciplines that are existing, like Reiki, the one I did, Reiki healing, so it's energy healing, to do human design, to discover all the kind of meditations. So it's like find different angles to explore myself and people, obviously. So it did help me a lot to be more connected and again, set my energy at higher levels. So I guess, it didn't make me a different person, but it bring me closer to myself.
Yeah, 100%. So did you wish that you started earlier with that?
No, because I was already doing some exercises when I was young, because my mom is a very spiritual person. So she's the one that kind of brought me to this. Like when I was a teenager, I got bullied. I got some problems at school with kids. And she's the one that taught me some techniques that how can you detach yourself from these events, or can you forgive these people, these events again. So I was already on a spiritual journey a while ago. It became more solid in my practice.
Okay. That's cool. That's very interesting to see like a direct connection with the effort you put into yourself basically and the output that comes with it, you know? Awesome. What does success mean to you?
Oh, that's my question. Oh, I love it. For me, success, it's doing something that you love, which has a positive impact on the people around you, and that can also bring you some financial revenue. I would say that's success to me, and just feel I guess it's a feeling. For me, successful is like being happy. It's a feeling that you have or not, and that you choose to carry around. So it's a constant reminding on a winning attitude towards life, and to not let yourself go down by life difficulties. So, because for me, successful people, they just try and try and try. You know, they don't let themselves down by maybe it can affect you, obviously, but it's the capacity to always stand and keep going
and bounce back.
Yeah. So for me, success is an attitude, mindset that I'm happy to represent. For me, living the life that I have, for me, is a mark of my own success that I would like to develop more, obviously. But success is a journey.
Yeah, obviously.
It's a journey again, and it's never defined with me, it's not a question of money, actually, of how much you have, but it's more like how much you do with what you have. Yeah,
that's my next question. Like, what's your relationship with money?
What's my relationship with money? For me, is energy.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, money, it's energy. It's the capacity to do things that you want, to live a comfortable lifestyle, but I never worry about money, I guess because I come from, like me and my mom, when we were living together in France, we had some moments we were struggling with money, but never ever my mom told me like, oh, we are poor, and so on. She said, no, we are rich. There is enough money in this world for everybody. And our goal is to manifest it in the way we want it.
Yeah, it's that rich dad, poor dad mindset, right?
Yes.
It's like, oh, it's not like we don't have it. It's like, what do we have, and work with it.
Yes, what we do with this. So that's something that I really like in that book, because also at some point the character is working for free in this, he's doing something for free, and then he starts to have ideas about businesses. So about how to develop himself and generate money, attract money. So it's something that I am also like, I don't know, I never worry about this. Like, I know there are periods of time where I will spend more, always when money will come back to me, but I just take it as a flow. I don't have any attachment, and I try to practice this detachment from people, relationship, money, anything, because when you are living in this state of flow, it's like everything comes easy. It becomes a game. And when you play a game and you get too attached, oh my God, I wanna win this game, you don't enjoy the game. So for me, life is a game, and my purpose is to go through it the most smooth way possible. Okay. So that's my attitude towards money.
Very interesting. And so what is your attitude towards time?
Towards time? Oh, time is more precious than money, obviously. Time is the real gold, I think. And we need to be conscious, I guess, of the time and live in the now. And because us human beings, we always think about the past. Like, I have a tendency to be nostalgic. You know, Russian soul is very like, in the past, na. So I try to get rid of this. Also to have some goals, we said, for the future, but basically enjoy the present moment, because that's the only one we can master, because the past is the past, the future, we don't know. But right here, right now, we have the control of time, of our thoughts, of our behavior, of the reaction we choose to have. So I try to focus on the present time.
Very interesting. Yeah, I totally agree. And then moving forward to how you got here, who have been the people in your life that have influenced you the most and shaped to who you are right now? I
would say the first person is my mom. She's a real role model to me. At the age of 37, she left everything she had in Russia. She sold everything and she decided to make a new life in France.
Okay.
She didn't speak French. Her English was so-so, but still she did this thing. And I guess in my subconscious, it was always something that I wanted to do myself, like to find myself, to choose a country, a place to stay and just to go there. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did with Vietnam. So I would say my mom is an example of courage, spirituality, of high energy, and it's just someone who is very caring. Mm-hmm. And I look up to her a lot. Yeah. So that's my main one. And that's my main one, I would say. And yes, through lives, we meet people. And I don't pay attention on the length that I will know the persons, but I pay attention on the moment. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you meet somebody just for 1 day or 2, but then you will carry this memory with you. So I had a lot of meetings like that during travel, some events. So I focus more on the emotion, mm-hmm. on the moment, what can other people teach me, a little bit like you with this podcast. So I guess, it's a series of encounters. And I've been lucky to meet a lot of good people. I believe in people generally. So I just see everybody like teachers, you know? And when you have this attitude towards the other, it's like, you don't get offended that easily. And you're more like, okay, what's the best I can take out of this situation? Mm-hmm. What can I learn? So I guess, everybody has influenced me a little bit.
That's great, yeah. And are there any events in your life that really shaped you? Obviously, the moving to different countries, but mm-hmm. like other things in your life?
I'd say, I had. It's like, that's funny because every time I had a big breakup, it was a huge leveling up in my life. So thank you guys. So I would say, really, like, no, I think I'm like, the bigger the breakup, after the bigger the success, you know? So I would say, I don't know. I guess it's something that we ladies do. We put the fuel on our career in our dreams whenever we get disappointed. So I guess, it's not that I wish to break up more. It's not about that. But it's like it's this capacity to take something negative that affects you on that moment so much and being able to say, okay, so now maybe I'm sad, I'm angry, but I'm going to use this energy to put it into something else. Yeah. So I guess I got good in this energy recycling, even with small events, like you'll get like small problems in daily life, like you get frustrated or something like that. And it's the capacity of turn poison into medicine. So that's something that I do. Then, like specific event, I guess I'll tell you when I met my dad after years not meeting him 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. When I went to Russia to meet my dad, and that also put me at peace with my relationship with him. Not with men. Men are fantastic. But it's like, it was a big turning point because I was like, my both Russian side and French side were at peace together. And by meeting him and connecting with him also set me more like a little bit more calm. Yeah.
And but so again, you don't have to waste energy on places that doesn't help you.
Yeah. That helped me a lot on many levels. It was a life-changing trip to connect with my family over there. And since then we've been closer. And I hope we'll meet very soon to put the energy even higher.
Awesome, yeah. So as I understand, you studied it quite a bit, and then you had some internships here and there, but then a lot what you do right now is all self-taught. How is it in your life going between studying and self-taught? Like, how did you go about it?
I think I don't know if in my past lives or anything, but I love to study, and I have a lot of admiration for teachers, real teachers. And so I have a master's degree in business. I have a bachelor's degree in French literature. Wow. Here I've been studying Vietnamese again, and I follow these courses about self-development, meditation, chanting. So I really like the process of learning. And I notice when we stop learning, that's where life stops. Basically, we stop develop ourselves. And we just like become more, heavy. The energy is getting heavier. So I just noticed with me, I always need to keep myself in this like student mindset. And you mentioned self-taught. Yes, I guess so. I like to learn about life psychology, spirituality. I think these are the really things that we tend to forget in our daily life with the phones we have, with the busyness, the fuss. But at the end of the day, I think we need to enjoy simple life, like just see the beauty. It's going to sound cheesy. I'm sorry, I'm cheesy. The beauty in a plant, in a tree, the fact that today is a fresh day and we can breathe comfortably, we can sit outside. So just being able to see the small things, because that's the biggest lesson for me.
Yeah, 100%. Also a big question that I keep asking people, do you compare yourself with others?
I used to. I guess something very human when we are somewhere in some specific context. That's easy to compare yourself to other people, whereas we should never do this because you are not me, I am not you. You have your own goals, aspirations, and we should always compare ourselves to the us before. That's the person I'm really in competition with.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned through last years, is that there's basically no competition because nobody is you. So why should we put this pressure on our shoulders to say, oh, these people, they have a house. Oh, this guy has a car. Oh, they have already a family, which is great for them. For me, it's something that I'm really conscious now, to not compare myself with others, to be able to see others as mirrors. It's like, for me, people are like mirrors. They reflect the way I feel about myself. But sometimes when you meet somebody and you feel jealous, I used to think, oh my God, it's so bad to feel jealous of people. Envious, not jealous. And then I realized, no, actually it's great because it shows you what you want. Like,
that's a good insight.
Yeah, so it's like I always remember when I first met this girl who was fluent in Vietnamese. I was like, oh my God, and then I'm like, I don't like that about her. Like, I should do that. Then I'm like, yeah, I should do that. I can do that. So then I did it.
Exactly. Like, you can't complain about something if you don't put the effort into reaching there.
Exactly.
Now, it would be a different story if you've been trying for years and you're not there. Then I can understand that.
Yeah.
But then again, some people learn faster, some people learn better. Yeah, that's a really good insight. Awesome. That's a new one.
Jealousy is an indicator of what you want. Envy, I'm sorry.
Envy.
In French,
no,
is the same.
jealousy, yeah.
Jealousy, envy is an indicator of what you want.
Throughout your whole journey, what has been the one piece of advice that has influenced you the most, that somebody gave to you?
I guess it's just to listen to myself, listen to my higher self, to my inner voice. That's the best, because when you take decisions in life and it's like, you know it, you just do it. That's when like the most spontaneous decision that I took in life, like to go to China for my academic exchange. I was not supposed to go there, but on the last moment, I wanted to sign the paper like, oh, I don't need an international experience abroad. But then I was like, oh no, actually I want it. And it was like, I didn't know anything about the university, but I just said I will do it. So it's like, listen to this impulse. It's the best thing to do for me.
Awesome. Yeah. So is that somebody that told you that advice, or is that something you came up with yourself and that's what you want to tell people as well?
I guess it's both. It came from my mom and it came from my own self-exploration to listen to my inner voice, to my higher self. Yeah.
Awesome.
You are the master of your life, nobody else. You can listen to other people, parents, boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, and so on. You can listen to them, but at the end of the day, you are the one that has the power. So it's nice to not give that power away to other people, no matter who they are.
Yeah, 100%. So for people that are new to personal development, new to getting to know themselves actively, what are the tools that you can recommend, or what are practices you can recommend to people starting out with personal development?
I would say the thing that put me on track was The Secret. I think it's a great introduction to the law of attraction, to self-development, and it's available on YouTube. It's like 1 hour, 30 movie, documentary. That's the first. And then I studied some like famous people like Louise Hay, who is a big, ambassador of the positive affirmations.
Okay.
And Ellen Cady as well. So I went for simple. I like when the knowledge is reachable without pretension, because self-development is something that we should all do. Unfortunately, I don't know why schools do not teach it. They should teach us about meditation, about practicing positive thoughts, positive mindset, because these are the real things we need to know, not to use computer that you will learn by yourself, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, it's to go for the most famous one at first, and then practice meditation, also like Deepak Chopra, the 7 lessons of success. There's some authors also, it's in Russian, so they're not available in English. But I would say it's, and also to meditate by yourself. And meditation is a broad thing, you know, you can just be sitting and just concentrating on this moment, practicing mindfulness.
Yeah.
It's already a great practice. So just starting with modest steps. There are amazing guides on Netflix, actually, for meditation. A guide to meditation, very nice. Okay. So it's just like habits. Basically for me, self-development, it's not something in the sky. It's just good habits that you choose to have.
That's a good one. I recently started really hard with tracking habits because I'm a very visual person. I'm a very competitive person. There's a few habits that I keep tracking, like such as your watch, where it says like, oh, you have so many calories done or so many minutes of exercise. And then I also started doing simple habits like 15 minutes of reading, 15 minutes of audio listening, things like that. What are your, besides the meditation you've been talking about, are there any habits you do every day, and how do you keep yourself accountable?
I could say also throughout my life, I've been practicing journaling.
Okay.
Not on a daily basis, but since I knew how to write in French, I practice journaling because it's also kind of meditation. Actually, you can reflect on yourself, just put your
reflection,
you put your thoughts, put your goals, whatever. And for me, journaling is a way, like later on, I hope I will be very, very old. And I will not remember how I was at 13, 20, 30. I'll just have to open these journals and I will be able to connect with my old self, with my young self. So I would say it's something that I do for the future me, in order to not forget the essence that I had at different periods of my life. And then on a daily basis, I guess I drink a lot of water. That sounds stupid, but like, because we are made of water, so, and we need to keep the energy, the water in us circulating. So I drink a lot of water, and it helps me to connect to myself because I'm also my water sign. So I always need to keep like the water close to me to keep me like balanced.
Yeah.
But it's something I don't, maybe
no,
it's
it's very, I also track how much I drink.
Voilà.
So I made the goal of 2.7 liters a day.
Fantastic. The more the merrier.
And then sometimes in the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I still need to drink so much.
Yeah, but that's, especially in Vietnam, we have to.
Yeah, you sweat a lot, but it's also like it flushes you, you know? And I started doing this for 3 weeks now, and it feels amazing. Just be on top of things.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not crazy.
No, of course
With
not.
the weather.
No,
it's stupid.
People are like complaining, oh, I have a headache, I feel sluggish. There's like, water is your essence.
Yeah, and we never say it, you know, in our society we have a lot of like treatments for skin and but the best ally you can have in aging well is sleep, water, and exercise. Because I've been exercising since I'm 15, and people's always asking me like, oh, what do you do? Are you on a diet? Because I have like abs and I'm fit. But it's a habit. Again, it's a habit of constantly like either walking or running, jogging. It's just like a lifestyle of exercising. So then later on when you age, because we're all going to age, you're not going to be like, oh no, I have this like, not wrinkles, how you call it, like a belly and so on. So just a habit that I took since my teenage years is to look on my body because that's the first and last home we're going to have. So that's the real home we need to take care of. That's this body and be proud of it.
And it doesn't have to be much, right? Like you said, it's a habit a little bit. That's the thing, for example, with this watch, like it says how many calories, but it basically means how much you moved around, right? And I set the goal so far that if I do a normal day, and most of my day I'm actually behind the computer, that I don't reach that goal. So I have to get out of the house and go for a walk at least to reach that goal. Also exercise, of course, like go to the gym or whatever. But even if that's 15 minutes or 20 minutes, that's already a big change.
And you feel so much better about yourself. Your energy is up, you're happier, and it doesn't cost you anything.
Exactly.
Literally. So that's a big...
Yeah, it's very interesting. So habit tracking or like just small habits comes from the book as well, The Compound Effect, that I recently been reading. Just 1% in the right direction is actually a 2% gain, because if you do one thing right, and you're at least not doing one thing wrong. So it's a double effect.
Ah, nice.
Right?
I guess reading is also like set your mind on a higher scale.
Yeah. I've been doing that as well. Reading, somehow, it also brings your creative juices out.
Yes, agree.
Even if, like, I read a lot of business, of sales, and obviously also personal development, but even business books make me very creative. It's, yeah, very interesting, and audiobooks every day.
Yeah, podcasts.
Yeah, actually, I
Podcasts?
don't do as much podcasts. There's a few that I follow, but it's more audiobooks as well, and about personal development, about business. Yeah, awesome. Is there one book that you recommend?
Yeah, I would say a simple Deepak Chopra, The 7 Laws of Success.
Okay.
It's a little book, it's easy to read, and you can apply these advices in daily life without pretension, very efficient, so
Yeah,
it's
very
great.
interesting. Awesome, we're almost wrapping up here. What are your short, mid, and long-term goals for now?
Actually, my Russian superstition side is never really talking about this, like the goals. And so I have my goals, but it's like I'm afraid if I say them loud, they're going to disappear. So if you don't mind.
Oh, that's interesting, because that's the opposite of what because you were talking about affirmations, right? And what you speak out is something that has more chance to come true.
But I speak it to me. So that's the difference. When I talk about my goals, like, I take it to me. But it's like I'm afraid if I say it loud to the rest of the world, to the audience of the podcast, it's like it's gonna disappear. So it's my yes, like maybe once I reach it, I'll say, oh, by the way, that was my goal. But so far, I'm on that way. I'm on that journey. I plan to stay in Vietnam to accomplish it. And it's obviously going to involve my Vietnamese skills, the entertainment area here, and the locals, basically.
So you're creating your own TV show, huh?
I'm not saying anything. Not yet.
No, okay, no, but it's very exciting. So we will see you around here.
Hopefully.
That's very cool. Do you have your one favorite quote?
It's in French. It's "Soyez réaliste, demandez l'impossible" from Che Guevara, which means Che Guevara. Yeah, I'm a bit, revolutionary, So, like it means be realistic. Ask for the impossible.
Wow.
So it's something that when you first hear it, it's a bit contradictory, but then you're like, actually, yeah. This is what it should be. Like, be realistic, ask for the impossible in this life. And when you ask for it, you already get yourself closer to that. Yeah. Because, like, you're going to stretch yourself, even if you don't achieve it. But it's better to ask for the impossible than something reachable that's going to be normal to reach. So, yeah, that's my life quote.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Milan.
Where can the people follow you the best? TikTok?
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You can Google me, you can YouTube me. So.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, you can find me. Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Milan. Thank you so much.
This was great.
Yes, keep it up. I hope to see more episodes of your podcast.
Oh, there will be.
Nice.
Awesome.
Ta-da!